What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here for your Overwatch with the big news roundup Echo edition. As you guys know, we've made multiple videos yesterday covering Hero 32 Echo, breaking down what she does. Well, there's been a lot of news and fan backlash, frankly, due to Blizzard adding another DPS hero to the lineup. I'm not as upset because Echo is so darn cool of a character, even if I do think she's overtuned. I think you'll agree when you see Sinatra play her in the background gameplay. You can check out Sinatra's Twitch stream link in the description. He's been a beast streamer before he was even an elite Overwatch League pro, but has like the exact type of skill set that is going to transfer to playing Echo very well, I think. Combination of Doomfist, Zarya, and Tracer being his best heroes. But alas, with a lot of Overwatch players both expecting a support just due to the proportion of heroes that exists in the game right now, it seems like if we are going to keep 2-2-2, the ratio of DPS to tank and support just doesn't make sense when 4 of the 6 players on the team need to be playing tanks and supports, and there's simply far less of them. I tend to agree as well, and would really like to see those numbers bolstered in a way where just through fun factor alone and the options available to you, we can pull some of the interest away from DPS towards those roles, but that'll be a deeper conversation for another day. On Timthetatman's stream, Jeff Kaplan did remark twofold that both they're aware that Echo likely will need some tuning. On Sinatra's stream, he also said that they will be closely working with the Overwatch League pros, for example, watching their streams and getting their feedback on how to tune the character. And there's a lot of knobs to turn on Echo with so many different things she can do. Also, of the concerns of many Overwatch players that really hope that they would get Echo to launch as a support, Jeff Kaplan said this.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, she should have been a support. We have multiple tanks and supports in development. So we know that more tanks and supports are needed, and we want to deliver on those too.
So good news, everybody. Those heroes are coming to balance out the roster. It seems Jeff agrees with us in that criticism. The only question is, when are these heroes coming? Are they Overwatch 2 launch day heroes? Will they be released through Overwatch 2? Because we already know there's unlikely to be another hero into Overwatch 1 before the sequel comes out. Maybe one more, but the commitment Jeff gave to Overwatch 1 was sort of a half-hearted, at least one hero answer when he's been asked about this in interviews over the past few months since BlizzCon. Another element of this adding to the frustration is the recent hero pools rollout into the competitive playlist and them tweaking those rules a bit now, where last week 2 supports got banned and this week 2 tanks got banned. This is another thing that could be its entire own video discussing this. I personally don't find this to be too abusive, even when the hero pool results in a adverse meta that I don't like, but I also play just about all the heroes to some level, so I'm not as hurt when multiple heroes are taken out of a role. When you're taking multiple heroes out of a role, it would be nice if there was more alternate options, just for fun factor's sake, ignoring any meta implications. Thankfully, I think Blizzard has really tried, with the ranked bans anyway, ignore Overwatch League for a moment, to target a range or specific subset of types of ban sets to add a flavor each week. Last week had low heals, this week has low stuns, and they're doing so by banning a myriad of power level heroes and taking out internal synergies out of the mix. So like this week, they took out both Doomfist and Roadhog, whereas if you take Hog out and leave Doom in, tank players are short one of their best options for countering him. And frankly, I don't even think Hog's that great of a Doomfist counter, only if the Doom plays bad, but you see the logic there anyway. So to that degree, I think they're doing a good job, but no matter what, you have to take seriously the criticism that there just isn't enough tanks and supports to fill out a 2-2-2 model to begin with, and that starts to really stretch thin when multiple bans come in a single role. Moving on to PTR patch notes, of course, as everybody knows, Echo is now playable on the PTR, but also came with it a couple interesting updates. There will now be a confirm target option that you can toggle on for Ana's Nano Boost, as well as Duplicate from Echo. This requires a click-through prompt or hitting your primary fire again after targeting something, and it'll show you the image of the character that you're selecting so that there's no more accidental boostios, which will be a technique that lowers your response time in selecting these, but not by much, just requiring one more button press, right? And if you see the thing you want, you can press them both pretty instantly. It is one more button to take an action up, but considering you really want to get those ults on the right target, it's probably something that I think most players will utilize. Otherwise, in the training range, there now is a training partner, which allows you to spawn any hero that you would like to test your abilities. And also now there will be a patch notes button on the main menu. It takes you to a web browser showing the latest patch. A new update to Tracer's Blink went through where it improved the accuracy of Tracer's Blink movement such that Tracer will more likely end up where the crosshair is pointing. The devs expand in saying this: Tracer will now blink around and over obstacles more easily to move towards the crosshair location. For example, if you aim alongside the corner of a wall, Tracer will blink past the corner. Tracer cannot blink through a space where she otherwise cannot fit normally. Tracer cannot blink over an obstacle which she otherwise cannot jump over normally, with the jump originating from Tracer's height at the start of the blink movement. We hope that these changes to Tracer's Blink will feel more responsive than before. So in testing with this, it certainly is a type of reliability buff and giving more control to the player, which is always good. There's more tricks you can do now without getting your blink snubbed, getting stuck on geometry. It's much more easy to jump up to a ledge and blink straight ahead towards it than before. And aiming your crosshair has a much bigger influence on where the blink goes. And as the devs describe it, you can now blink past a corner rather than getting stuck on it. It's essentially a way for you to dodge past geometry where it feels intuitive to do so. This is going to open up Tracer's gameplay on some maps that felt a bit too claustrophobic. I can't say it's a huge buff because I don't think there's constant trash in your way when you're trying to blink around as Tracer, but for the few times this does come into play, you will appreciate it. And last up on the PTR patch notes was bug fixes. There was a bunch of bug fixes on maps that didn't seem familiar to me. One big one that I thought was fairly prevalent was the knockbacks not working correctly if the target was moving down a ramp. Now that's returned, so characters like Lucio, Wrecking Ball, and other boop characters that were kind of getting wrecked by this bug where your target wouldn't boop if they're moving down a ramp. Think especially on Lijiang Gardens as they come around that bridge, which technically is a ramp because it slightly goes down once you're at the top of it. Now you will be able to launch and get those kills reliably, at least if this bug fix is to be believed. And last up for the day, we were excited for the Overwatch League to come back this weekend. Well, COVID added again. The Overwatch League is canceled for March 21st and 22nd this weekend. Those matches will have to be postponed like the rest of them. This, of course, is happening because in California is issuing a stay-at-home order to reduce the speed and spread of COVID-19. A lot of states in the US are ramping up this kind of thing, and it's advised that if you can help it, don't go outside. And as gamers, well, we're all too happy to oblige that. A new Overwatch hero on the PTR, Animal Crossing, and Doom Eternal, all available for your weekend gaming pleasure. Quarantining has never been so fun. Joking aside, though, everybody stay safe. Remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds. You can sing the birthday song a few times when scrub-a-dub-dubbing. Get between those fingers and fingernails. When you cough or sneeze, do so into your arm, not into your hands. Don't touch your face. And beyond that, do your own research. Don't listen to advice from YouTubers. The virus is serious, means business, and even if you have a strong enough immune system to fight it off, those you may spread it to with your negligence may not, and taking the proper precautions literally saves lives. So do your due diligence, gamers. Don't go outside, stay in, and play video games. Can you handle that? I think we all can. Otherwise, guys, that's everything for today's news roundup video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please be sure to leave the video with a like. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. And if you haven't already, hit the bell icon to actually get notified when our videos go live. Link to the description is our Twitter, where we tweet out news updates and dank memes. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. We'll see you guys next time.